Hi, my name is Janine Johnson, and I am the host of the Green Table Talk. Jaleesa, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to share my story.
You donated your liver, Ian, to Jessica.
Like, I listed everything and he just turned and looked at me and was like, okay.
Continue doing you, continue raising awareness, continue to make everybody feel good and feel comfortable speaking out for themselves. Green Table Talk, hey. Welcome to the Green Table Talk. My name is Janine, and I am here with my friend Andrea. Andrea, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm happy you're here. I know you're a very busy woman, so I'm happy you managed to carve us some space, carve it a little time so we can discuss this very important issue. Before we dive into that, let our audience know about yourself. Let us know about Andrea, what I know you wear a lot of hats, so give us a little breakdown about Andrea and what you do for fun. Do you have any hobbies, stuff like that?
I don't watch TV, that's for sure.
Okay.
But hello, everyone. My name is Andrea Thompson. I'm a Jamaican living in Canada here, and I moved to Canada maybe about 8 years ago. I'm very deeply rooted in my culture in Jamaica, so moving to Canada has been quite a challenge for me. When I was in Jamaica, I studied marketing and was working in office admin for a while. And of course, that followed me here and it gave me the opportunity to live here in Canada. I am a mom of two. I'm married as well. And so, that comes with its challenges overall, just being a mom and trying to navigate life here in Canada. I'm also a small business owner, which I've just dived into that. So recently quit my job and approaching 40. So there's lots going on with me.
Wow. Okay.
A lot going on with me. I am also a content creator and I love sharing my stories, and people tend to see themselves somewhat in the things that I would post on social media and stuff. So I think that in this season, I'm trying to walk within my purpose, something greater than just me. So that's in a nutshell who I am. Yeah.
Love that. I love that. That's a beautiful intro. I didn't know you started your own business. That's good. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's
you.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, by 40. Damn. Okay. Damn, setting the bar high, aren't we? Okay.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So you've touched upon it as a mom and entrepreneur and doing so many things for so many people and for yourself. You've encountered mental health challenges, and that's what this episode is about. Your mental health challenge, your journey, how you've navigated it, how you've educated others. This episode is about you. And the reason why I want to talk to you so strongly, and why I really want to have you on the show is because I feel your story can touch someone else out there. I know there's others out there in our ACB community that's going through mental health challenges as well. And I feel that once they hear from you and your story and how you navigate, it could resonate. And that's the whole purpose. If it hits one person, that's the purpose right there. So let me know, how did you, sorry, go ahead.
So I feel like I've always felt alone somewhat from, a little girl. I would live in my head. I'm one of those persons who I experience life in my head a lot. And I can remember when I was younger feeling like this was a lot. Life was a lot. And looking back, I'm like, I had my mom, I had siblings. My siblings used to tease me a lot. They would tell me how different I looked from them because I do look a little different from them. And so I always somewhat felt like an outsider, even though, that's what siblings do, is what we would say. But that impacted me a little bit differently. So what made it worse for me, me feeling depressed, was when my mom went to prison. And I talked about that on my socials and stuff. My mother went to prison when I was about 13. And that really changed, my whole life experience, of course, because I was pretty much alone. And I went through some of the worst things that I could imagine in my life during that season. She was gone for 4.5 years. And that really impacted me mentally. And I feel like that was my real experience with depression and just, having suicidal thoughts and not wanting to be around. But, I pushed through it because I always had people around me to pour into me to say, you got this, life will challenge you, but you have purpose, right?
Now, at that time, that's a young age to be experiencing all of this. That's a
Yeah.
very young age. Now, and this is back home in Jamaica on top of it. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of stigma. There's a lot of
Yeah.
words or phrases that could be tossed around at this point. Oh, her head gone, or she's just, she's
Yeah.
mad or something. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of that could be going on. Did you experience any of that at that young
No.
age?
No,
Okay.
because it wasn't like I was like out of it.
Okay.
So I was just really sad. And
Mm.
I knew enough to know that I was really depressed. So when I was 17, I went through a really bad breakup. And so at this point, I was living with my uncle and my cousins. And my cousins had moved out because they were 18 and 19 and they had moved out. And my uncle really had like a really big place. And I was there alone. And with the breakup and being there alone, my mother was back in Jamaica at that time, but I still felt very much alone. And I actually tried to take my life at that point at 17.
Really?
And that kind of woke me up a bit as well, because when I went to the hospital and I saw that people were literally losing their lives, like people were dying, and how it impacted their family, I was like, I would never want to do this to my family. I would never want to do this to my mom. But the depression part of it has always been something that just I carried with me from, my childhood. And it's just something that I've learned to manage, or so I think, throughout my life. Moving to Canada has really, you know, moving to Canada, moving to Canada has really impacted me in ways that I wouldn't have even imagined, right? I literally just got like when I was driving back home, just now I got this notification to say, oh, I'm now a citizen, like I'm going to get sworn in. And that had me thinking a lot about the journey here. Like Canada really broke me, but Canada actually built me again. Like it bended me and then it shaped me, reform kind of thing. And I think I am still going through that transformation, but my mental health challenges is something that I'm having to constantly manage and work through on a day-to-day basis. So yeah.
Well, first of all, congratulations on the citizenship. That's big.
Thank you.
So that is it's a
Yes,
big thing.
it is.
Um,
Yeah.
to go back a bit, when did you realize that, you know what, I need help? Like I need actual help. I might need medication. I need it. This is deep. I need
Yeah.
help. Do you remember
So
when?
the first time I sought help was a few years ago, maybe 10, 11 years ago. I was really depressed for a very long time, but this was back in Jamaica. And I did start the process off because we don't really believe in, counseling and therapy. Most of us, we're just getting into, you know, building awareness and to say, hey, you need help, so get some help. And I had that on even though we have it on our health plan and stuff, we don't really use it usually.
Yes.
And so I had it on my health plan and I used it. And I did have a counselor who helped me to work through some of my feelings and stuff, but I was never medicated at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But when I moved to Canada now, and recently, I feel like I was driving and I had a panic attack. I was like, what is this? No, honestly, I thought it was something spiritual at the time. I'm like, oh my God, somebody's doing something to me. Spiritual. And so, but I pulled over. I had to call 911 because I couldn't regulate my emotions. I couldn't regulate my whatever it was that I was feeling. I just couldn't regulate my system. And so none of the breathing, none of that was really working while I was in that moment. So I called 911. When they came, it was one of the most scariest experiences I'd ever had, because when they came with the lights and everything, I completely freaked out, like just lights and everything. And I'm like, what's happening with me? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So they said, oh, you're having a panic attack. I was like, okay. So that happened to me, and I was scared to drive for a bit. But I spoke with my doctor. He gave me some tips on how to regulate what I was feeling. He said, there's something that's probably in the underlying issue that you're having, why this is happening to you. So you need to get some help. Still didn't get any help, right?
Yes.
At the beginning of the year, he had prescribed some meds for me. Still didn't take them. Yeah. At the
And
beginning,
why do you think you didn't take it? Why
because
do you think?
there is so much stigma. If I
Yes.
mom,
Yeah.
my mother alone would say, all of my friends, I only have one friend who would say, take your medication, Andrea, take it, because she has been through similar situations and she takes her meds.
Mhm. Mhm.
Take your medication, it's going to help you. And so, but all of my other friends, they'll tell you that, Andrea, just pray. Just pray about it, just pray about it, because they're very spiritual, right?
Yes.
I am as well too. I'm very
Mhm.
So but at the beginning of this year, I felt like I was literally losing my mind. And I feel as though like I was trapped in my life.
Right.
And I think that, I knew what those underlying issues were, but it impacted me mentally because I couldn't make the decisions that I knew I needed to make. And so, coupled with the fact that we do go through seasonal depression here,
Yes.
Canada is gloomy in the winter,
Hmm.
go outside and
Hmm.
all of it, right?
You wake up and it's dark. You go to bed and it's dark. It's just, yeah, it's a lot.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So around about November, I struggled. December, I struggled. January, I couldn't take anymore.
Mm.
And so I broke down so bad one day that, I literally was just screaming in my house.
Yeah.
Can't take anymore. I can't take anymore. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It was almost as if like I was having an out of body experience. I feel like that's the best way I can explain what had happened to me.
Was
That
anybody home when that happened?
everyone was home. My kids were home. My daughter was scared,
Yeah.
but I couldn't suppress what I was feeling
Yes.
more because even if I wanted to, I couldn't suppress it. Right. And so, because I'm having issues in my marriage, I'm having issues at work with, I'm having issues with identifying, trying to figure out who am I as a
Yeah.
human being? What do I really want to do with my life? And all of that impacted me mentally. And I
That's
think
a lot, though. That's a lot. That's for it not to impact you, any
that,
human, for it not to impact any human is
yeah.
ridiculous. That's a lot.
And I think if we're honest with ourselves, sometimes it will be better for us because I
Mm.
feel like I just wasn't being honest with myself. And so that happened. I went to the doctor the Monday morning and I said to him that I was just bawling. I was just crying in his office. And he was like, oh, Andrew, I'm going to give you some time off because like this is serious. Because at this point, I felt like I didn't want to be here. I was struggling to be.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to be here anymore. I'm like,
Mm.
being here must be easier than this. Not
Yeah.
must be easier than this.
Mhm.
That I'm being here. And I'm like, oh my God, the fact that I'm feeling here like this, and I have a 5-year-old and I have a teenager who needs me as well, who is also having his own mental health challenges,
Mhm.
who is my husband is depressed. I'm like, depression is just taking us over in this house.
Yeah.
And so I went to my doctor and he said, I'm gonna give you some time off and I'm gonna put you on these meds. And so I took the medication. But if I'm going to be real honest with you, it did not help me.
Right.
No,
Did you tell the doctor, or you just kind of kept pretending that it was working?
no, I took it a couple of times and it freaked me out. Like,
Mm.
really freaked me out, like a lot. So one day I had the worst, even worse, even it was even worse than the day that I broke down on that Saturday. I took it and I was just on the floor.
Right.
I was just, I don't know if it was in my mind. Why? Because my girlfriend is like, I feel like this is just in your mind. Why you think that it's impacting you in this way? but it was really bad. I called my pastor.
Mm-hmm.
I cried uncontrollably, like I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't be consoled the way I was crying. Had a, I really just had the lowest low that I've ever experienced in my life. That
Mm-hmm.
I had the lowest low that I've ever experienced in my life. And I called the police. I called
Mm-hmm.
911 because I'm like, what is happening to me? I feel like I'm literally losing my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And they came and they said, oh, you need to get something different from your doctor. So, because this one isn't for you.
It's not working.
It's
No, not at all.
not working for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think that having made a decision to leave my job has really helped a lot
Good.
with my
Good.
mental health. And I don't
Mm-hmm.
put this on my job, like, like the workplace or what was happening there. I think a big part of it had to do with just me not wanting to do that job anymore. I'm not knowing how to say that.
Okay.
How
Yes.
to move from, having a steady paycheck to hustling and becoming an
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur and the uncertainty of it all. And what if this happens? And what if that happens?
Mm-hmm.
It's been almost 3 months and I've been fine. So, yeah.
That's good. That's very good. Sometimes those changes, I completely understand where you're coming from because we get comfortable where we are. You know what I mean? We're comfortable in our jobs. I've done that myself as well. I'm
Yeah.
comfortable in a job and I know I should leave. I know I could do better, but
Mhm.
I'm comfortable. And to
Exactly.
go through the whole process, and I mean, I didn't start up my own business. I wish I could, but I didn't start up my own business. But to just get up, leave, fix up your resume, send it out again, interview, it's just all like, it's
Too
just a
much.
lot, you know?
Yes.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So you put it off and you're like, you know what, okay, I'll just stay here. It'll get better, but it
Yeah.
doesn't get better. Right. And then that's where it stirs from.
Yep.
Like, so I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, it's been good, but it hasn't fixed all of my issues, of course,
Hmm.
because
Of course.
I am a person who suffers from depression, and so
Hmm.
like it's not gonna fix everything. And I do have those moments where I'm like, does this make sense? Like, should I even be here? Why am I here? What's my purpose? What's my purpose?
Hmm.
And then I really draw on my spirituality
Yes.
in that in those days when I feel like that, I pray a little bit harder.
Hmm.
I consult with my friend. I called my girlfriend, my good friend Mishka, and
Hmm.
she's like a good listener. Like she's I tell you, she's a gift from God. My
Hmm.
mom as well.
Hmm.
So I really do just draw on those people who are in my life who
Hmm.
understands what I'm going through, who have been through it as well. And I think a community of people is really important here in Canada.
Yes. Yes. You definitely need that support system because it's a lot to handle by yourself.
Yes, so it is a lot. So,
Yeah.
we are trying to build a community because we know that people do need that as well. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
What do you think the church, because you mentioned church before, what do you think the church can do in a situation like this? Because you feel secure enough where you can reach out to your pastor, reach out for help. But what if, I happen to be someone that comes to your church, I'm new to your church. I don't feel 100% comfortable just yet, but I do have, mental health situation going on. I don't know how to come out. I don't want to accept it. You know what I mean? So what do you think the church can do to reach out to people like that who's, still coming to terms with their mental health situation and they don't know what to do, where to go? How do you think the church can help in that aspect?
definitely providing counseling, letting people know
Mhm.
that, hey, I'm available. If it's your pastor, if it's your deacon, if it's a senior member of the church, just having it probably in your weekly announcement to say, hey, if you're ever going through this, you can call so and so number within the church and we will walk through it with you or talk through it with you and work it out. I don't think that we
Mhm.
do that. Like I've been to many churches and they don't really do
They don't
that.
advertise that. Yeah, they don't advertise that at all.
They don't advertise it.
Hmm.
So I think churches overall need to have a little bit more of an open mind when it comes to mental health challenges, mental health issues,
Hmm.
so that people can feel like, okay, I might not be under spiritual attack. right? It might not be that, just might be a combination of both, something that has gone wrong chemically in my brain.
Yes.
As well. And so I think they need to be open to the possibility that it's more than just a spiritual attack. Sorry. And you provide resources for that as well, and provide support for that.
Yes. Yes. And that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Now, you've mentioned your husband, your children, your mom. How are they now? Especially your mom. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But specifically your mom, how is she with, the way things are at the moment? Because before she was just like, oh, don't take the medications. You don't need it. But now, how is she at this point?
She
She still feels the same?
It still feels the same. Like, you know what? I was talking about it on my page the other day, and she said to me that, because I was talking about a particular topic, and it was spiritual. It was spiritually aligned, like about that in our culture. Just like, you're right. We probably do need to do some reading. So I think she's coming on a little bit, because I'm like, Caribbean parents, they don't read about certain things. Like if a child is going through something like dyslexia or having some sort of learning disorder, they don't really say, okay, this might be a medical thing. It's always a spiritual thing.
Yes. Yes. Pray about it, pray about it, pray about it, talk to the pastor. Yeah.
And so she agreed that yes, they do need to equip themselves with more information so that they can better understand what children are going through, but still does not believe that I should take the pills. So my husband also, like, he doesn't believe that I should take the pills as well. And I think he just gives me space when I need space.
Yes.
And support me in other ways that, but as it relates to the medication part of it.
Yes.
I've been actively trying to be present with myself and be present in moments that sometimes we worry a lot about what ifs and stuff like that. And that really steals our joy, right?
Yes.
So we have to learn to be present in the moments. Go for a walk with my daughter. Like yesterday, I was on a walk on my own, and she was begging me to come, and I just wanted my alone time.
You want to be yourself,
mull and to just be in my head. And you know what? I'm gonna let her come. And when I looked at her, I just looked at her smiling, waiting for me, being happy. And that really picking flowers. Mom, oh my God, these flowers are so beautiful. She's gonna remember this.
Yes.
I've created that memory for her. And I think that we have to learn how to be happy in those moments.
Yes.
I get everything sometimes. So I'm learning.
That's beautiful. You also mentioned your son, and he's going through, similar situation. Is he on medication as well, or is that a no-no?
He's not, because I haven't really gotten him formally assessed, which I think I really do need to do that, because it's really scaring me, some of the things that he's saying. He had a situation where he was smoking marijuana last year, and it really shifted his mental thinking, like how his perception of the world and himself. And so all the things that he's telling me, I'm like, dude, you need to get some help. You need to, we have to figure out something. But then it's a battle, because it might not be a medication thing that he needs. It might be, and it might not be. It might just be some talk therapy that he needs.
Yes.
I don't know. But it's very difficult to get them to do anything that you want them to do that is good for them, right?
Yes, 100%. Yeah.
But I really do. He does fall into this, and I'm like, God, I've messed up this boy. Like, sometimes I think that, like, oh my God, because I see so much of me in him.
Yes.
And some of the things that I've struggled with. And I'm like, his brain works a little bit like mine. I'm like, well, I feel like so that I'm carrying that guilt. I'm like, I have to get this boy some help. It's sad to see him go through some of the things that he's going through and struggling with some of the things that he's struggling with, especially because I feel like he has it so good. Like, I'm like, you have life so good. I wish I had what you had when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Like, I was on my own at 18. paying rent,
Mhm.
working full
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
And I had him pretty young, right? I had him
Mhm.
at 19, 20.
Mhm.
So I turned 20 that year. And so I'm like, I wish I had what you had. You had the
Yes.
opportunity to go to college. You're still living here. You don't pay any bills.
Mm-hmm.
You just bought a car. And
Mm-hmm.
like, there's so much that's going on for you. And he's constantly always worried about the future and what he's going to do with himself. I'm like, you're doing something with yourself right now.
Yes.
And that's enough. Like,
Mhm.
just work on that now, and then the rest will work itself out.
Everything will fall into place afterwards. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
exactly. I understand where you're coming from in terms of you feeling like you've done so much damage to him.
Yeah.
Because I felt the exact same way about my daughter.
Yeah.
She's turning 21 in August, and I had a kidney transplant. She was 12 years old, going through the whole process of me, going through this transplant and, being told that I won't be here when she turns 16. And so now I had the transplant. Everything's good. It's been 8 years, but she still holds on. She's like super clingy.
So,
It's like,
yeah,
like
I
she
get that.
just in case, like, she'll watch where I'm going sometimes. She'll, go on the app to see where I am, or she'll, are you okay? She'll come in the room, are you okay? And she'll just pop, I'm in the washroom. She'll just pop up in the washroom. And I'm like, girl, I'm good. I'm just trying to use the washroom. It's okay. You know what I mean? Like she's always like
Ferreting
overprotective.
you. Yeah.
Yes, yes, because she had that scare back so many years ago when she was
Sure.
12 that it still kind of lingers now that, she'll go to the mall with her friends. It's just she'll check in on me. And I'm like, I'm at
Yeah.
home. I'm good. I'm watching soaps. Enjoy your time with your friends. Don't worry about me. So I get that feeling. Like if she didn't go through that, she wouldn't be this, helicoptering parenting me. She would just be living her life as a 20-year-old or 21-year-old. So I understand completely that feeling that you're talking about. 100%.
Yeah. Yep. But I think I did my best.
Exactly.
Right?
And that's all we can do,
All we
right?
can do. That's all we
That's all
can
we
do.
can do is do our
Yeah.
best. And you're also setting an example. You're setting an
Try.
example. You're showing that you know what you recognize this is the issue and this is what you're doing, trying to deal with that issue. So that right
Yeah.
there, you're not hiding it, you're not lying about it, you're not in your room just screaming into your pillow or something. No, you're just letting it out. This is me. This is me.
Yep.
This is what I'm going through. And that's like commendable because so many, including myself, so many of us will just try and hide it and not put it out there. Don't want people to see it. Don't want people to know what's going on. I've done that so many times myself, trying to hide it from my daughter. But that's not good because she needs to see this is part of life. This can happen to you. This can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
And hiding it doesn't fix the situation. So my hat's off to you. I really appreciate that. And you standing up strong and, standing in who you are, which is amazing. And setting up that example for both your children and your husband too. Because he's seeing you're a strong Black woman and you're handling and doing you the way you can do it best. So hats off to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And there's no other way to do it but to live in my truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like all of my problems, once I live in my truth,
Mhm.
where that is, I'll be fine. It will work
Yes.
itself out. Yeah.
Exactly. Tell me a little bit about your business. You said you started up your own business.
Wow. So I have a passion for marketing, and so I started my own business. I did start it. I closed one and then start this one because I did candles. I make candles, and so I started two businesses since I've been home. One with my girlfriends, and because we're trying to build a community. And so it's called Kindred and Co events. So we are going to be doing community events. So we have our first one coming up in August, on August 15th, where I'm going to be doing, we're hosting a candle making workshop. So it's called Sip, Paint, and Burn, which is Life Reimagined. And I think it is timely. And
I love that. I love that
yes,
title.
thank you.
Wow.
And I think God placed this event on my heart at the beginning of the year as well, because I was doing it. I was like, I wanted to do it for my 40th birthday to celebrate, my life and, to celebrate people and what we can do and how we can accept that we've gone through this, but we are more than just that. And so when we came together, I told my girlfriend about it and my other friend. And they were like, I like this idea. I'm like, how can we pool our skills together and start a company? And I think we don't do that a lot in our community because we feel like it's not going to work. But I'm like,
Yes.
it's going to work because we're also talented in different ways and we're all looking for community. And it's not just about a community of women either, right? But we just want to have a positive voice in the Caribbean space right here in Canada. And I think that the vision for that is great, and we're working on that. And then I also started my own marketing company, which is Voyant Media and Marketing, where I am providing people with support with branding and structure for their business. So marketing services. So hopefully that I can stick to those things and just those things because that's one of the things that I suffer from a lot is having my hand in way too many things. So, but those are my two passion projects right now. And I'm working very diligently towards them.
That sounds great. That sounds great. Where is the Sip, Paint, and Burn taking place? Where is that?
It's going to be in Calgary at the Jamaican Canadian Association of Alberta.
Okay.
So it's going to be 3 p.m. So we're hoping that it's a renewed experience. That's what we're hoping for. It's not just because we're going to have people paint the jars because I make the jars.
Oh my goodness, something else you do.
I know, right? This is my way of not being depressed. I constantly, someone say you're a functional depressed person. You're always doing something.
Always doing something, yes.
Yes. And I don't watch TV because of it. Because when I watch TV, it really does impact my anxiety. And so I don't really watch TV. So I'm always doing something. So I make the jars, and I wish I had a jar here to show you, but I make the jars and then we're gonna be painting. We're going to be painting on it. So that's the paint part of it. And of course, the sip and the burn is going to be later on. So we're hoping that, we get people to open up and to look towards, something that they have, leave something behind and take something forward with them. And
it sounds very zen.
Yes.
It was there. It sounds very zen. Something that's, relaxing. It's going to smell good in that room.
And, yes.
But I love that.
Yeah. And it's an opportunity to network as well. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. So it's going to be in Calgary in August. Yeah. So,
well, I'm sure it's going to be successful, and continued success to you with everything that you're doing. Your hands is everywhere in many different pots. And I hope and pray that everything you touch will turn to gold, platinum, whatever is, the highest precious metal out there. And I wish you all the best.
Vibranium.
Vibranium. There you go.
Vibranium.
I wish you and your family all the best. Thank you
very much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Of course. Andrea, thank you very much for joining us today. It's a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
Of course. I'm glad we did this. And thank you, everyone, for joining us here on the Green Table Talk. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Green Table Talk. Hey.